Poteet will toss, will receive.
All right, as you hear right there, Mesquite Poteet wins the toss. They will receive the football tonight. They will be moving to the right end zone. They will be moving left to right on the radio dial. McKinney North comes out in their electric orange pants with the two blue stripes with the one white stripe in the middle, kind of like the Dallas Cowboys pants. It's that white and blue stripe look on the side, but the orange pants. They have the orange helmets, the white shirts, the brand new jerseys. They're white shirts with blue numerals, block numerals. The helmet is the orange with the same blue and white stripe down the middle of it.
Yeah, snazzy-looking uniforms for us. We can see it quite clearly up here in the booth. And believe me, there are times, especially here at a stadium like this, where we're up beyond the nosebleed section, where that's very helpful for us. Both sides have very readable numbers.
And Mesquite Poteet will have the green and white jerseys. They have sort of a New York Jets kind of look to them. The very deep green, a forest green color with big white numerals and green helmets. They're pretty snazzy themselves. We'll be underway momentarily as Mesquite Poteet will be receiving the football. Blake Boblets will be teeing it off for the Beef O'Brady's kickoff. And, Brandon, what do you think the keys are for tonight's football game for McKinney North?
Well, I think first, if you've got to do anything at all, you're going to have to run on this defense because that's going to set up Herbal in the pass. We saw last week Buford and Eubanks do some special things from the receiver spot, but I don't think if Chase Barrett had half the game he did, that would have been possible. So if you can run to set up the pass against this defense, a very stuff down your throat type defense, then they'll be fine. And then second, I think you got to have kind of a repeat performance of the last third of last week's game because Denison came out of out of halftime and pretty much were able to do whatever they wanted to on offense up until Kenny McGowan intercepted that ball, and then the North defense was just money.
For the offense, and McKinney North, Chase Barrett last week, 20 carries, 78 yards. Eric Herbal through the air was 7 out of 19, no picks, 156 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. His favorite receiver last week was Cameron Eubanks, or actually it was Cameron Buford, 3 catches, 71 yards. And that great catch right over the middle for that touchdown, which really gave him that spark. Cameron Eubanks was also a big factor. He was the offensive MVP for the Bulldogs last week as he carried 6 times for 72 yards, and 2 of them were for touchdowns. Big scores, a 24-yarder and a 23-yarder. And also he caught a couple of passes last week for 35 yards. Cameron Eubanks is going to have to be probably big in this game as well.
I think it all goes back to the quarterback. I think Herbal's got to play a similar game that he did last week. He's got to be calm in the pocket, cool, collected, and just make smart decisions out there. And there were a couple of times where he just threw the ball away because he wasn't going to be able to get the receiver that he wanted. And then he just kind of basically threw the ball away, not worrying about trying to make a play, not taking a sack, not throwing an interception. They're going to need more play out of the quarterback there, too, just like that.
Also, good news for McKinney North is that they are +1 in the turnover ratio. Last week they did fumble, but they also took away 2 interceptions. Kenny McGowan was huge last week. Picked off the one pass, ran it 59 yards to the house, and picked off another one, which basically sealed the deal for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, if you got to pick your play of the game, it's got to be the first McGowan interception because without that INT, Denison has all the momentum in the world. They look like they're going to cruise through another second-half victory like they did last year, but McGowan comes up, steps in front of the receiver, and takes it to the house. All of a sudden, Denison can't do anything on offense. North has all the momentum in the world, and it was just a totally different ball game after that play.
Well, it'll be McKinney North as they come out onto the field right now. They are moving right to left. They will defend I guess that's the south end zone, actually. They will defend the south end zone. And back deep for Mesquite Poteet will go their fine tailback, Taylor Dupree. And Taylor Dupree bounces at the 7-yard line. He's getting ready back there. Also alongside him is Calvin Smith. They will stand side by side. Blake Boblets will get ready to tee it off at the 40-yard line. Out on the end for McKinney North is Cameron Eubanks. He will come out far to the near side, and out far to the right side is Cole Permetter. As the rest of the guys are bunched up. It's a fake. It's a Quail onside fake, and they will back off now and tee it up and probably kick this one deep.
And Poteet not at all drawn off by that. Their front linemen stayed together, didn't fake, and then went to their positions.
Here is the kickoff. It is back. It is taken at the 2-yard line by Calvin Smith, who runs up near side, has a lane, cuts it outside 30, crosses the 30 down at the 33-yard line. A nice run as he loses his helmet on the kick return. Calvin Smith, the 5'11", 170-pound senior.
Mesquite Poteet doing a good job setting up the wedge. Nice hole up the middle. Then the returner goes left side, spins off a defender, and finally dragged down just shy of the 35.
McKinney North will come out first on defense, and we will check the McKinney North defense after this first play. As up front for Mesquite Poteet Pirates is Matt Birch, the left tackle, Ryan Wallace, the left guard, Ben Henderson, the center, Thomas Hensarling, the right guard, and Neri Solano, the right tackle. As they come out in a shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the right. This is kind of like McKinney North's formation. They hand it off left side. That's Dupree. Has a lane and gets about 4 yards before he's wrestled out of bounds over there on the far sideline. And on the tackle for the Bulldogs was Justin Janow.
Pretty standard play. Handoff inside, bounced out to the left, off tackle, and then it's just a foot race to try to get to the corner. And a positive gain of 4.
We'll come back out here now on second down. As you know, we told they were an old I formation offense. They're not running that right now. 3 receivers near side. This is a quarterback, tosses it out and has a man at the 45-yard line. That was a great throw by Seth Sarton, and he found his big tight end, Chris O'Keefe, for the completion, and that'll be very close to a first down, and I believe they'll have enough for it as they move the sticks. Chris O'Keefe, a 6'3", 231-pound junior, makes the catch, and he's a load to bring down back there.
Exactly what you want out of a tight end. Just going over the middle with solid hands, brought it in, tackled immediately. However, Hankey on the field, and he'll neglect everything.
Well, it's at the 35-yard line is where the golden hanky lays, and that'll move it back. Right now they're going to place it at the original line of scrimmage, and we'll see if that was a spot foul. And no, they're going to replay the down. It'll be a replay of second down. It will be actually second down and 11. As 2 receivers go out to the far side, somebody jumps there. I believe it was the center, Ben Henderson, snapped it before the quarterback, Sarton, was ready for it.
Yeah, you can see him down on the field just a little confused, saying, oh, I'm sorry about that. And, well, they're going to signal it on McKinney, so apparently they made him jump.
Well, up front, we'll give you – I tell you what, let's go ahead and give you the McKinney North starting defense. Handoff, Taylor Dupree up the middle, has enough room for a first down, is dragged down right at the midfield stripe by Kenny McGowan. It was a nice run right up the gut.
And the defense has got to make better tackles. They could have had him for about a 2-yard loss. Instead, he breaks 5 tackles on his way to a 12-yard gain and a first down.
The ball sitting and resting right at the midfield stripe. Again, Mesquite Poteet moving left to right. Will send a man out in motion. O'Keefe goes in the backfield. 2 receivers to either side. Shotgun formation. Has it. Wants to throw over the middle. Has his man Taylor Dupree caught at the 33 and breaks out of 1 tackle of Kenny McGowan, but finally goes down right at the 30-yard line. A 20-yard gain on a pass from Sarton to Dupree right over the middle. So Mesquite Poteet really moving the ball here on their very first series, and the Dog defense is going to have to step it up and stop the Pirates in their tracks.
Well, they're a spread offense, and right now they're using that to their advantage, both with the pass and the run. But they're now getting inside the 20, so watch out. They're getting close.
This is going to be a handoff to the right side, in trouble, and I believe that was Dupree again. And it was not. It was Calvin Smith. Calvin Smith got the carry. He's going to lose a couple of yards. It was a great play in the backfield by the Bulldog D.
Yeah, the Z receiver on the left side went in motion and took the handoff, but just a collapse inside by the Bulldog defense forced that one to a loss of 2.
Second down and 12 from the McKinney North 32-yard line.
Second time Poteet will be in a second and long.
It's McKinney North and Mesquite Poteet. Scoreless here early. 9:17 left to go in the first. This is an option play to the left. Dupree has it in the backfield, and he is going to go down in the backfield. He might have gotten a foot or so, but it was a great play outside by the cornerback, I believe. No, it was Justin Janow again. So 3rd down and about 12 with 8:53 and rolling here in the first quarter. And Mesquite Poteet kind of taking their time here. They have been in that shotgun formation in the no huddle. They're going to huddle up here on 3rd down as Seth Sarton breaks him out of the huddle, and he will have one man to his right. Shotgun, wants to throw out right side. Has it, it's caught, and that's Dupree again, and he's going to go nowhere. It was a great play by Kenny McGowan in the backfield.
So 2 completions now for Sarton, both going to Dupree. The first time around, it was a 19-yard gain. This time it's only a 2-yard gain to bring up 4th and 10.
Well, on 4th down, we'll find out what their kicking game looks like. Their kicker, Ben Bishop, is not coming on the field as Seth Sarton is staying in.
Too close to the end zone for a punt, too far for a field goal, so this is what they're going to have to do is try for it on 4th.
Going out wide left is Akeem Turnbull, and wide right is Nick Allen. Shotgun. This is going to be Sarton rolling left. Darts one man and is taken down in the backfield. A great play by a host of Bulldogs. I thought he was going to be able to sidestep a couple of defenders there, but he just ran into jail.
Yeah, coming in off the corner side was Coyle Permeter. He didn't make the tackle. Trying to make a block was Taylor Dupree. He just couldn't get the cut block, allowing Coyle Permeter to keep contained. Then step the linebacker, Mike Smith. He makes the sack. Second great play he's made in 3 plays, and really just shut down the Poteet offense inside the 35.
Well, here we go with the McKinney North offense. Herbal in shotgun formation, sends 2 receivers to right. One man goes in motion, and they're going to hand off to Chase Barrett up the middle. Is not going to gain much, if any, and looks like he will gain 1 yard. We're going to give you the McKinney North starting offense after this next play. It is 2nd down and 9.
Got to the line of scrimmage, but the Poteet defensive line, they run a 3-3-5, which is pretty rare. They have a Raider who basically goes strength side, but the front 3 really shut down the McKinney offensive line.
2 receivers, or 1 receiver to either side. I believe that's Max Butler. No, that's Boblett's near side. Handoff, Cameron Eubanks coming near side. Trying to shake a defender and runs it up, and he is absolutely buried at the 35-yard line. It was a great hit over there by one of the Mesquite defenders, Mesquite Poteet defenders. Matt Jacob makes the stop.
And you know, as soon as you're trying to get to the corner and you shuffle your feet, you're about to be taken down, and that's what happened there.
I told you we'd give you the McKinney North offense. We'll do it after this play. This no-huddle offense is really tough to get it in. We'll get it to you. Here is 3rd down and 11. And it is Boblets to the near side. Cameron Eubanks in the slot. Far side, Cameron Buford. Herbal drops back, looking right side now, looking across the middle. Fires it downfield and overshoots Boblets. We'll give you the McKinney North starting offense. 3 and out for McKinney North as Brandon Dunn will come on to punt, stand at his own 21-yard line. Back deep to receive at the 30-yard line is Dupree, and that's not Dupree, that's Allen. It's going to bounce at the 44 and roll and take a great roll inside the 20, and will be dead at the 17-yard line.
47-yard punt, you'll take that every day in the high school ranks.
It was Nick Allen who watched the ball. He was going to come up and try to make the catch, but once it hit, he just stood away from it, wisely, and let the ball roll, and it took a very good roll for Brandon Dunn and the Bulldogs.
Well, good coverage by the McKinney special teams, especially from the streakers. Coyle Permeter on the right side was right there. There was nothing Poteet could do to try to set up a return there.
I know Teddy Saffo was signaling that he had some great information a moment ago, and we'll check down with him momentarily. 3 receivers, and 1 goes in motion from the right side to the left. This is going to be a handoff. Right tackle, that is Dupree, trying to find the corner and gets out to the 32-yard line, gain of about 4. Let's check down. Let's check and see if Teddy is down there. Teddy, have you got anything down there? And Teddy is way far away from the nosebleed sections that we are in right now.
On the first series, the McKinney Bulldogs had a very good defensive stand. And in fact, at the beginning of the game, Coach did tell his team, he said, look, we need to set the tone. And you saw in the first stop there, Coach Pratt was trying to his team to urge them on, and he's kept on yelling, DPD, DPD, urging his team on to keep on playing good defense because they know that if they can have good stops in this game, they have a better chance of winning. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Teddy. That was a gain of about 5 yards right up the middle. Dupree once again. And the ball will rest at the 38-yard line. They're going to probably bring the chains out and measure this one. It's really close.
Well, they initially signaled it a third down, but then they put the down marker back to second, which that's the case. That means Taylor Dupree would have 9 yards on 2 carries to open the drive. However, it's going to be awful close and wait and see. But from my perspective, it looks like he might have it, and I'm wrong.
Well, they're pulling it tight. They're still checking. They may bring out that credit card again, and they do. That it's about 2 inches from the first down marker, so it will be third down, and we may see that power eye front from them again.
Well, they just need a couple inches, but the way Dupree's run, he's already got 25 yards on 5 carries, so he's done fairly well to open the game for Poteet.
It is third down in inches. Big play here. Kirsten Williams up front trying to stop this drive. Here on third down, 2 receivers. Sarton will go under center this time, and he will keep it, go left side, right past his left guard, and he's got the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 after a gain of 2, and the Mesquite Poteet Pirates keep rolling here. It was Coach Charles Hesse has been known basically for his I formation and good defense. That's what he's been known for back at his time. I had where he was at before, but it's just lost. It's somewhere lost in my brain right now. 1st and 10, 4:59 left to go in the first quarter. No score. McKinney North and Mesquite Poteet. This is Sarton. Handoff left tackle Dupree. Got some running room to the left side, but cut down by Cole Permetter in a hurry.
That's the problem with trying to run off to a corner. In this instance, they were running off left tackle, is you have to have a very speedy back to try to catch that corner and race down the sidelines. But if your cornerback's doing his job and keeping contained, especially Poteet trying to do it on the near side of their formation, that they would have had more running room going the opposite way. But give credit to Permetter stopping that one only for a gain of 3.
Well, I said it was Permetter. Actually, it was Bo Burns. My mistake. And Burns playing that corner nicely over there. 2nd down and 7, 4:13 to go here in the first quarter. No score. Pirates of Mesquite Poteet and McKinney North Bulldogs. We're going to take a timeout as they do, and we'll be back with McKinney ISD football on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back to action here on 3rd down and actually 2nd down and 7. Sarton, the quarterback, looked across the middle, trying to find his big tight end O'Keefe once again, but Kenny Alexander, the linebacker, batted it down. It was a nice play, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 7. McKinney North really needs a big stop here. Yeah,
you don't expect your linebackers to be a Deion Sanders, but when they get an opportunity like that, that's something they have to do, and Kenny Alexander knocked it down and killed what would have been a first down for Poteet.
Turnbull wide left as Calvin Smith will go in motion. This is Sarton looking right side, and it's almost intercepted by Cole Permetter. He was trying to find Nick Allen on the near sideline, and he was closer to throwing it to Cole Permetter than he was Allen.
Yeah, I think there was some miscommunication there. Nick Allen came in, and it almost looked like Sarton was throwing a fade down the right sideline, and that was almost another big play for North.
Cameron Eubanks will go back deep to receive the punt as Ben Bishop will stand at his own 30-yard line trying to get this one away. We'll see if there's a big rush. Eubanks stands at his own 22. Snaps back. It's good. There is a big rush, and he gets it off. A high spiraling punt. Eubanks is going to take it at the 23. Coming near side. Now cuts it back, goes the other side. He's back to the 20. He's in jail. Cuts it back right side and down right where he caught it at the 23-yard line. So a lot of nifty moving, shaking and baking, but 0 yards.
Well, it doesn't matter either because Derek Corey ran into the punter, which was greater than 4th and 5, so we'll have to see. It'll make a big difference if it's running into the kicker or roughing the kicker, but Corey didn't even try to pull up there when he came in on the rush.
Well,
hit him.
It was 4th and 7, so the penalty would not be enough, as you've mentioned, and we'll see what they do here, and I think they're going to decline the penalty McKinney North will take the ball at the 23-yard line. 3:49 left to go in the first quarter. No score here in Mesquite, Texas at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. Monty Walker along with Brandon Helms. It's the McKinney North Bulldogs and the Mesquite Poteet Pirates.
Luckily this time around it didn't come back to hurt him, but you got to pull up a little bit more if you're Corey there, and I'd be willing to bet special teams that's something North's focused on. I bet they're giving Corey an earful down there on the sideline.
Well, it will be two receivers to the right side and one to the left, and Herbal will stand in shotgun formation as always, and he will hand off Chase Barrett running right side. Big hole, crosses the 32-yard line, and that's going to be close to a first down. I believe it'll set up a 2nd and 9. They're going to mark him right at the 31, a little left-footed spot there by the officials. Tonight's officials, referee Steve Owens, the umpire Paul Love, the head linesman Jess Hudson, the line judge is Ty Mitchell, and the back judge is Jay Cartney. 2nd down and short, 2nd and 1 from the 31-yard line, as Herbal will stand in shotgun formation, two receivers to the right side, one to the left. And this time he's going to hand off up the middle once again. That's a big hole for Chase Barrett. Crosses the 40, has a first down to the 42-yard line.
11-yard gain for Chase Barrett. Set up by a misdirection. They had a similar play that they ran quite a bit last week. Cameron Eubanks coming in motion right to left, fake the handoff to him, but he'll get that handoff every once in a while. Watch out.
You can see how they kind of set that up last week where Eubanks scored on that twice. This time they faked it to him twice, and Chase Barrett's had a big run. Oh, this is a bad snap, and Herbal's going to have to jump on it. It was a snap that went over him up a little bit high. It wasn't that bad, but it was a little high. Herbal had the ball in his hands and went right through him over his left shoulder, but he had the wherewithal to jump and dive on the football. It's going to be a big loss, but it could have been a lot worse.
8 yards, but you'd rather lose 8 yards than possession inside the 35, so they'll take that.
Ball is at the 34-yard line, moving right to left as McKinney North. Two receivers to the far side. Eubanks in the slot. Atten Williams split wide right, and this is Barrett moving to the right side. Herbal on the run, wants to throw it. Has Atten Williams caught at the 42-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and about 10, possibly 11.
Although he's not going to get credit for anything, Chase Barrett really saved Eric Herbal there. A linebacker was coming in on the blitz, and Barrett just cut his legs out from under him, allowing Herbal to throw the pass downfield for a completion of 8.
You know, Sean Pratt talked about how good of a blocker that Chase Barrett is. He is not the Shannon Woods or the J.R. Housey carrying the ball. He's very effective carrying the ball, but he's a better blocker. Maybe he brings some more things to the table that some of those guys didn't. This is 3rd down and 11. Two receivers near side. Herbal looking this way, throws it out. Eubanks has a great block, has another great block, but he's going to come up short of the first down marker near the midfield stripe at the 49-yard line. Needed to get to the other 48. He's going to be about 3 yards short, and we'll see if it's punting time, as it will be 4th down for McKinney North, and the punting unit will come on. Brandon Helms and company. There's a stoppage in play. And now the punt team will go back off. I didn't see a flag down, but Herbal is still on the field. It's 4th down and about 3.5. And the officials are talking to Coach Pratt about something here. I never saw a flag. Did you, Brandon?
No, not at all. But I want to give credit on that play to linebacker Clint Owens for Poteet. He ran down a pretty speedy Cameron Eubanks, and Eubanks wasn't juking and jiving either. That was a pretty quick rundown. He was in the middle of a cut, which slowed him down a bit. But still, Eubanks is pretty quick on the receiving end, and he was able to come through, and then Owens comes on his backside and prevented a first down, although I guess it's not going to matter. Well, now they started going back, and now they're marking it up from the original line of scrimmage, so there was a penalty on Poteet for 5. That'll bring up a 3rd and 6.
It will be 3rd down and 6 here. Obviously better for McKinney North than the 4th down and 3, as two receivers will go out far side. Jeff Olson, the big tight end, will stand as a slot near side. This is Herbal looking right towards the first down marker. Atten Williams catches it at the 50. He's going to be a yard short. And now what do you do? Do you go ahead and punt it right here, just 1 yard short and just on the other side of the 50?
Well, the hardest play to defend is the quarterback sneak for its purpose. If you need 2 yards, you just sneak it up to your quarterback, and they've crossed midfield, so it's not a bad situation. But they're going to bring on the punting unit just to be safe.
31 seconds and rolling here left in the first quarter. They're going to punt this one. You know, when we were out on the field earlier, and the wind is blowing in their face just faintly, not a whole lot, but the wind is moving in their face just a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see if they can try to run this one out a little bit. This is Brandon Dunn. Nope, they're not going to. Dunn boots it up high. Spiraling kick's going to bounce at the 25-yard line. Take a nice McKinney Bulldogs roll inside the 15 to about the 12. So 4 seconds left here on the first quarter clock. No score. McKinney North and the Mesquite Poteet Pirates.
About a 38-yard punt there, rolled along the sideline for 5 to 10 before finally taking the right turn and going out of bounds. But that was a nice little punt. And now Poteet is going to have to set up inside the 20. And this is right where you want your defense, although this works out well for a spread offense too, so it'll be an interesting series here.
First down and 10 for the Mesquite Poteet Pirates. They'll have time for one play here before the first quarter ends. And Taylor Dupree will line up in the backfield, set start, and the quarterback is going under center this time, and he's going to hand off Dupree up the middle, not much doing there. Making the tackle, Kenny Alexander, along with Kirsten Williams and some others up front. That is the end of the first quarter. McKinney North Bulldogs have to be happy. No score here. The Pirates probably, I don't know who would even be favored in this. You would think McKinney North would probably be favored after their big win last week in Denison. But we'll take a timeout. No score here. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back to Mesquite Memorial Stadium. It was a handoff to Taylor Dupree running right up the middle. Kenny Alexander had him in the backfield, missed him, but right there was the other linebacker, James San Miguel, and a gain of 3 yards for Taylor Dupree on second down. It'll bring up 3rd and 7. We're in the second stanza here tonight. A low snap, Sarton gets it, wants to move near side, and looking for his receiver. They're wanting an interference call because Bo Burns was right there on the backside. He was looking for his receiver, Nick Cario, to the near side.
Well, they couldn't get him for interference anyway. Burns was going for the ball. That's one thing the defense can do is try to go for the ball in that situation, and he's got every right to do that just as much as the receiver.
And a great stop there by the McKinney North defense as it'll bring up 4th down and 7. 11:21 left to go in the second quarter. No score in Mesquite, Texas.
One thing I want to go back to right now, Poteet called a timeout with 4:10 left, so they're already a timeout down with still just under a quarter to play.
Ben Bishop back in punt formation, stands at his own 7-yard line. Cameron Eubanks stands at his own 38. This is a high snap, big rush. It's a high spiraling punt, going to be taken by Eubanks as he's running down the far side, cuts it back, and turns near side, crosses midfield to the 49-yard line, a gain of about 5 yards before he stopped there. He hadn't had a whole lot of room to run on those punts, has he?
Well, he might have had a little bit more if he'd have just taken off, but he didn't see the blocking being set up on the far side, so he started running that way, and then he realized they were blocking that way, so he tried to cut it up. If he'd have just taken north-south right away, it might have been about, 10 yards, a difference of 5. But if he breaks one, then it'll all be worth it.
11:09 left to go in the second quarter. And
got an offsides on North, which won't be a first down because Poteet was in a 4th and long situation.
The flag is back at the 17-yard line, and they're moving the chains back. They had already moved the chains up, so the chain crew didn't even see that.
Well, the chains are still marching back, and the official said it's declined, so now they get to move all the way back. I think they're just messing with the chain guys.
Yeah, I think so. It'll be 1st and 10 for McKinney North, moving left to right. The ball is at the 48-yard line in Mesquite Poteet territory. 2 receivers will go out far side. Kenny McGowan into the game as a wide receiver coming near side. Chase Barrett in the backfield standing right by Eric Herbel, who's in shotgun formation. And he will get the snap. He's going to run the option. He's going to keep it across the 45 up to the 43-yard line, gain of about 6 or 7 yards. call it 6. It was a nice run by Herbal to keep it. And I tell you what, he said he doesn't have the speed or quickness that Leonard Barbosa has a year ago, but he looked pretty nice on that option play.
He's also got the ability to see where the hole is, because as soon as the option formed, the cornerback took pitch man, which you're supposed to do, but no one else was coming on the pursuit side, so he cut it up for a nice 6-yard gain.
Paul Stanko into the game as a slot on the left. Chase Barrett will move to the right side, handoff up the middle, and he is met hard right at the 45-yard line. There's going to be a loss on the play there. They're actually going to give him forward progress and mark him at the 44-yard line. He will lose a yard or two. It'll be 3rd down and 6 or 7, real close, about 6.5.
It's a good job there. The Raider in this case, coming up for Poteet, Jeremy White just laid a licking on Barrett. Read that play beautifully.
2 slots and 2 receivers. Chase Barrett stands to the left of Herbal. Now going in motion is Max Butler. Drop the snap was Herbal. Now he's going to fire it down the field. Kenny McGowan was wrestled down to the turf by Mesquite Poteet's defender there, and on the it was Jamel Brown was all over Kenny McGowan, and I'm telling you what, that was ugly.
Well, I think that's a situation where McKinney North is going to get a little bit lucky there, but I want to give credit there to that right side, particularly Houston Beasley and Daniel Holt for North, as they blocked that beautifully, allowing Herbal to get the pass off, but it's not going to matter as there's 2 penalties, 1 on each side, and they offset. An illegal man downfield for North to go with the pass interference from Poteet, so we'll redo the 3rd 6.
That was a pretty good opportunity for North right there, because I'm telling you what, Jamel Brown had Kenny McGowan wrestled him down to the turf.
Well, and the problem with running a spread offense is it's very time-based, and when a bad snap like that disrupts the timing, you'll tend to see a lineman go downfield.
2 slots and 2 receivers. And Chase Barrett will stand to the left. Herbal wants to throw, swings it out. Kenny McGowan looking for some blocks in the middle. It was a screen pass, and McGowan gets very close to the 1st down. They're going to mark him just inside the 40 at the 39-yard line, and that's about a half a yard short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th down. Herbal is in the game. They're going to try to hurry up and run this play. 4th down and about a foot. Quarterback sneak. Herbal trying to get across. I think he has enough. It's very close, and I believe that. Well, I tell you what, he got a lot further than that spot that they're giving him.
Well, he was stopped initially, but second effort, that really did. I'm telling you, he did not have it on first try. And now they're going to mark it forward as they should, because he moved it on the second.
Now they moved it back about a foot.
Well, he got it. I know that. At second effort, he got it.
The ball was spotted at the 38-yard line. They moved it back a foot, and now they're going to bring out the chains, I believe. The McKinney North coaches are just absolutely upset.
I'm telling you,
as well they should be.
They've got a case. He had the 1st down.
That is, I hate to criticize any officials, and I won't do it, but that is as close to a left-footed spot as you'll see. Sean Pratt is standing out close. That's one of the assistant coaches. They're going to pull this chain.
It's going to be close.
And it's going to be very fair. That is as close as you can get. That is as close as you can get. They're still looking. And this goes over on downs. It had to be short by a credit card's width. And I do not absolutely believe that.
He had it. He didn't have it on first try, but his momentum was not stopped. No one was touching him, and then he crawled over the back of the line for what looked to be a 2-yard gain. I'm shocked.
That is one of the most dumbfounded spots I think I've ever seen. Let's check that on the sidelines real quick with Teddy Saffo. Teddy, what do you got for us?
Ladies and gentlemen, on that 4th down play, the McKinney sideline is absolutely livid because they thought they were cheated. Apparently, it seemed like the quarterback did get the ball across the 1st down marker. However, the referees did not say so. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks. This is 1st down. A handoff up the middle. Taylor Dupree fighting for yardage. Gets about 4 as it crosses the 42-yard line. That was, that's something where McKinney North was driving, and they're inside deep Poteet territory. That could be a huge game-changing drive right there with 9:04 left to go in the second quarter. Still no score.
Well, time to put it back in the hands of your defense. They've done a good job on Taylor Dupree. He initially had 5 carries for 25 yards, but since then he's gone 4 carries for only 8, so they've done a decent job on him since the beginning.
Ball at the 41-yard line. This is Sarton rolling right side, has a man caught at the 42, stumbles a little bit, and finally goes down in Coyle Permetter's hands at the 45-yard line, about 3 yards short of a first.
Well, what happened there, the reception was caught, but Bernard Maddox, the receiver, took a step back, and he had open field, but the field gave away. Just what Teddy said in the pregame there, there's uneven spots on this, not AstroTurf, but it's the field turf that has the rubber granules, and they're uneven on this, so they give a little bit, and I think that's what happened there.
2 receivers near side, 1 to the far, a slot man on the right side. This is Dupree, and Sarton pitches to him at the 45 and gains about 2 yards. I think he's going to be short of the first down. It goes out at the 47, and they're standing in between the 47 and the 48 right now. That's very close to a first.
So we'll wait to see for the spot, but they're only going to give him about a 2-yard gain, so it's going to be a clear 4th and 1.
It is 4th down and 1, and no indication yet that they're going to punt. And
well, they're 0-4 on 3rd down conversions and 0-1 on 4th, so they haven't done a good job in converting these.
Well, 4th down, and there's going to be a timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back to Mesquite Memorial Stadium. No score between McKinney North and the Mesquite Poteet Pirates. 7:35 left to go before the half. It is 4th down and a foot. This is Mesquite Poteet going for it here. They came in tight, now spread everybody out. Sarton, the quarterback, hands off Dupree, up the middle, has the first down, 50. Crosses the 45, 40, fumbles the football. It is on the turf. McKinney North says they may have it. They're marking the ball down at the 37-yard line, and I believe it was Mesquite Poteet who recovered. Nick Allen out there came out with the football.
Well, last week, Poteet turned it over against Denton 3 times, so they're -1 in the turnover ratio. They got lucky and dodged a bullet there because there was no other green besides Dupree there.
The ball came out. It was Martin Holmes who forced the fumble. As Dupree will sit in the backfield 7 yards deep behind the line of scrimmage. Sarton drops back, wants to throw, has his man caught. On the near side, Bo Burns trying to wrestle him down at the 30-yard line. Finally does. He hits Turnbull on what amounts to a screen pass. He took about 2 steps in front of the line of scrimmage, caught the pass, tried to make a move on Bo Burns, did a little bit, but Burns was able to hang on for a little bit, but it was a nice gain of about 5, 6, almost 7 yards.
Well, take it off the board because there's an illegal procedure penalty against Poteet, so it's going to negate that. But Turnbull's going back to the huddle. He's got to tell his quarterback to get that ball lower because if the cornerback's playing 2 yards closer, he's nailed in the air, and that's going to feel that's just a lot of pain coming down on the receiver. Sarton's got to get that ball lower.
They're marking the ball back to the 42-yard line, so it will be 1st down and about 15 to go.
Well, that's the 3rd penalty on Poteet for 20 yards now.
And under center is Sarton. He will hand off Dupree, running left side, flag down 40, 35, 30, and down at the 27-yard line. It was a nice run there. Would have had the first down, but a holding call is going to bring this one back too as the flag's down at the 43.
Well, they got actually North for offsides, but I'm telling you, I saw Matt Murch, the left tackle, clearly hold the McKinney North defender trying to come up and contain Dupree, but they didn't see that one. They did catch North offside, though. Of course, obviously that'll be declined.
Janow will come into the ball game for McKinney North, along with Micah Moore, who will go up front. And Sarton talks to his head coach for a little bit, comes back out on the field. 6:36 left to go before the half. Nick Allen will go out wide right. Near side is Turnbull, and that's actually Geldmeyer, and he's our leading receiver. In motion, Calvin Smith. They're going to drop back, wants to pass over the middle, has a man, and he overshoots him, and Bo Burns has a little contact, and they're probably going to get Bo Burns on pass interference.
Well, that time he wasn't going for the ball. He was just riding along the receiver. In fact, I don't know if he even looked toward the ball, so that's pretty easy call for the officials there. The back judge making the call.
6:21 left to go before half, as they will get Bo Burns on the penalty here.
Oh,
they're going to wave it off. They're going to wave off. So Bo Burns has got to be really happy about that.
Well, color me surprised on that one, because I thought that one was pretty clear pass interference, but I guess the officials, they've also got the better view than we're up here in the what I call the nosebleeds.
You wonder sometimes, though, when it's 4th and 1. And right now it's 3rd and 2. As Seth Sarton will go under center here. And Taylor Dupree stands right behind him in I formation. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the right. Calvin Smith goes in motion. Sarton under center is going to hand off Dupree up the middle. Not a lot of room, but somehow he surges forward to the 26-yard line is where they'll spot him. And that's enough for the first down.
Well, a simple 3.5-yard gain basically for Dupree there. He's not a fast guy, but he's a strong guy. He has yet to go down when contacted. He's usually able to drag another yard or 2 out, so that's why you're comfortable giving him a 3rd down carry in that situation.
Well, he is 6'1", 200 pounds, and the scary news is he's just a junior. He'll be back next year. This is going to be a handoff right tackle. That is Dupree trying to find some room and is not going to find much room as James San Miguel brings him down close to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they sure are riding this horse. He already has 14 carries, Monty. And we still got almost half of a quarter to go.
Ball at the 25-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and just inside 10 with 5:37 left to go here in the 2nd quarter at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. No score, McKinney North and Mesquite Poteet. 2 receivers out wide right. This is a delayed snap, and Dupree will take the handoff over right guard and is busted right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and long for Mesquite Poteet.
Again, another solid play from the linebacking core. Mike Smith so far been the defender of the game as he has made several key plays on this one. He just comes up from his linebacker spot and just pops Dupree, drops him for what's again going to be no gain. And Poteet with that spread offense inside the 30 has really struggled today.
Well, anytime you have a weapon like Taylor Dupree, a 1st down is never out of the possibility. And here is Sarton. He wants to throw, looking out near side. Throws almost intercepted. It is going to be incomplete, but it was nearly picked off by Kyle Tier, the right defensive end. He kind of dropped back, covering someone, and he was almost there to pick it off.
Well, it's what they call one of those zone blitzes. They send a linebacker up and then drop the defensive end into coverage, and if he had softer hands, that might, being a defensive end, probably not enough speed to get him to the end zone, but that almost was a Kenny McGowan-type play.
Would have been a big play there, as it will be Ben Bishop on to kick this 42-yard field goal. The kick is up. It's a line drive kick. Is it good enough? And it is. We have a score now at Mesquite Memorial Stadium, 3-0. The Pirates go on top. We'll take a timeout and be back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back to Mesquite Memorial Stadium. Monty Walker along with Brandon Helms. 3-0. The Pirates of Mesquite Poteet go on top of McKinney North here with 4:32 left to go before the half. It was a 42-yard Ben Bishop field goal. It was a line drive that we thought may have kicked his center in the back, but it did sneak over him and line drived its way through the goalpost. Doesn't matter how it looks as long as it goes in, as you said a moment ago off the air, Brandon. And he will line up and boot this one off. Actually, that's Nick Meinster booting it deep, way back in the end zone, and Cameron Buford will take it about 5 yards deep in the end zone. That was a big Beef O'Brady's kickoff.
Yeah, and the official caught it just as I did. The left streaker on the kickoff team was offsides, and usually that's not something you see, but the line judge caught that one just as I did. I don't know if you saw me pointing down there, but as soon as I saw him offside, I was like, they got to call that, and they did.
That was a monster kick. You might think that they'd elect to make them re-kick here,
Yeah,
move it back 5 yards and see if you can get some kind of a return on this.
Because odds are he's not going to kick into the end zone again. If you feel that at the 10, you're going to get better than a starting offensive possession at the 20. So there looks like they're going to make him kick again.
Again, 4:32 left to go before the half. 3-0 Mesquite Poteet on top. And it's been a great defensive struggle here tonight. You were talking about Mesquite Poteet not being able to do anything against the North Bulldogs on third downs.
Well, yeah, they initially told you they're 1 of 6, but it's actually 2 of 6. They've converted 2 times out of 6, and they did convert a 4th down earlier that eventually would lead to nothing. But between the 30s, we've seen a decent game, but once the teams get inside the 30s, struggles start to happen.
Nick Meinster tees it up at the 35 after the 5-yard penalty. He runs to the ball, and the ball is the kick is a high booming kick once again. That's taken by Cameron Buford, running up the middle, has lots of room, 30, 40, or 35 rather, down at the 37, flag down in the middle of the pile there on that Beef O'Brady's kickoff. Folks, remember, the Beef O'Brady's Coaches Show on Wednesday night starts at 8 o'clock. We'll go on the air live at 8 o'clock. You can be there at 7. If I were you, I'd be there about 7 because of that buffet line.
Well, and going back to the game here, it's going to go down officially as a 5-yard penalty, but in actual, it's a 17. North would have had the ball at the 20. It's now up to the 37, and I think you're going to see penalties moving against Poteet after the play. It's going to be a face mask on Poteet, so add another 5. So on top of that, it's going to end up being a 21 to 22-yard penalty, Monty.
2 receivers to the left side for McKinney North, moving left to right. Near side is Cameron Buford. Herbal stands in the backfield. They blow the whistles before the play, and the flag is down near the McKinney North bench as the line judge, Ty Mitchell, threw his flag down. We'll have to see what this is.
I guess North moved, but I didn't see anything.
Either that or they lined up out of position.
Well, occasionally what happens is a receiver or lineman will be looking where they're going and accidentally cross that neutral zone and then see it and then get back, but either way, that's still a penalty.
1st down and 15 as they move them back to the 36-yard line. Herbal hands off. Chase Barrett is drilled as soon as he gets the handoff at the 35-yard line. And on the stop was Charlie Westmoreland, the linebacker, 6 foot, 170-pound junior, really popped Chase Barrett. It will be 1st down and 15 with 4 minutes exactly to go before the halftime show. 2 receivers out far side, 1 to the near. That's Cameron Buford. Herbal, shotgun formation, wants to throw. Looking back, now looks for Buford near side. Buford has it, but can't go very far as he does cross the 40. They may mark him down at the 39. Then they're going to put the ball right down on the 40-yard line. That's not enough for a first, as he's about 2 yards shy. 3:34 left to go before half. 3rd down, and actually I said they're getting up to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 12 here. I was looking at the wrong marker. 2 receivers out far side. Herbal, shotgun, looking, wanting to throw, and throws it out far side, and it's dropped by, I believe that's Max Butler on the far side. No, it's not. It is David Douglas who drops the pass behind the line of scrimmage. It was a forward pass, so it's just an incomplete pass. So that'll bring up 4th down and Brandon Dunn time.
Well, that was a lost opportunity because there was a lot of green on that left sideline. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it would not have been enough for a 1st down, but that there would have been at least an exciting play.
Brandon Dunn goes back to punt, stands at his own 26-yard line, and it'll be Nick Allen to return it at his 26. The snap is back, and not a big rush, and Dunn shanks it a little bit, and it's going to go out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 44. So not a great punt by Brandon Dunn, and we'll see if the McKinney North Bulldog defense, the DPD, can hold them here before half. 3 minutes and 2 seconds left to go before the half.
Officially a 16, 17-yard punt, and they really needed more than that because now Poteet They're only sitting 56 yards away from their end zone, and they've got a little bit of momentum on their side. Not as much as you might think, considering how their offense has had a lot of success here lately, but it's only added to 3 points.
2 receivers to the right side as Sarton will go back in shotgun formation. He's going to hand off. No, he's going to keep it right side. And a nice tackle on the bottom of that pile by Derek Corey. The linebacker made the stop, but not after Sarton gained 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Well, it looks like a pure misdirection play, giving it to Dupree left side, they think, but he's had so much success, yet the defense doesn't bite. Solid play by the North defense there and only allowing Sarton 2 yards.
Nick Allen will go out far right side. Coming near side is Cario. And Dupree stands in the backfield. They're going to fake the hand to him. Sarton rolls out right side, looking downfield. Throws it out of bounds as Nick Allen was covered great over there on that far side by Bo Burns. And that was actually Coyle Permetter.
Well, there's really nothing that Sarton could have done there. A lot of orange and white in his face and not a lot of open green for him. Well, not team-wise anyway. There's a lot of open green field-wise, but the secondary had the Pirate receivers covered very well.
It was great coverage by Coyle Permetter on Nick Allen. Covered him like a blanket.
Yes, that's all Sarton could have done was thrown out. You'll take that. A smart play, avoids a sack and a turnover.
3rd down and 8. 2:19 left to go before half. Man in motion. Calvin Smith. Bad snap. McKinney North may have it. This is a huge play for McKinney North if they can have the football. Kirsten Williams says they have it. There's a scramble at the bottom of the pile. The officials say the Bulldogs have it. It's 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Well, that's a big play. We referenced pinball back in the opening game of the year for McKinney. Exactly what that was a pinball off Sarton's foot, a very low snap. Sarton was looking to his left when the snap came. And last week, Poteet -1 on the turnover ratio, and that's the first one to go against him here without North offering a turnover. That's exactly what the Bulldogs needed.
It'll be 1st down and 10. Not sure exactly who came up with the recovery on that.
Yeah, just give it to the defensive line. There's a big pile there.
As Herbal will now go back to work. 1st and 10 in Poteet territory at the 45-yard line. 2:12 on the clock. Herbal wants to throw. Has Eubanks caught inside the 40 at the 35. Nailed down right close to the 1st down marker at the 35. They're going to mark him at the 34, about a yard short. Inside 2 minutes now. 1:58 and rolling. Trying to get the play in as fast as they can. Jeff Olson will line up in the slot along with Cameron Buford, who comes near side. Cameron Eubanks will line up in the slot. And on the far sideline is Boblitz. Herbal taking his time a little bit here. Chase Barrett moves to the right. Herbal rolls right. Great block by Chase Barrett. And now Herbal will go down hard right at the line of scrimmage at the 36-yard line. Herbal was buried. That was a great hit down there by their linebacker, Jacob Brockett, actually the defensive end Brockett.
Well, the head linesman looks like he's standing right at the 1st down marker, but then takes a step back after the line judge caught the good view of the play. So no gain for Sarton.
3rd down and 1. Shotgun formation for Herbal. Need to convert here. He's going to run right side. This is going to be close again. It looks to me like he has plenty of room, but we saw that a moment ago about the same place.
Well, they at least this time put 2 yards down beyond the line marker, so it is a 1st down. Sarton getting 3 on the play, just enough, or rather Herbal getting 3 on the play, just enough for 1st down to keep the drive alive.
Inside a minute now, 57 seconds to go before half. 2 receivers far side, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Cameron Buford, far receiver right side. Herbal shotgun, drops back. Plenty of time and throws it incomplete. He was thrown out for Boblitz, who apparently somebody ran a wrong route. But
no, Charlie Westmoreland just plowed Herbal over and his throwing motion, which accounted for the errant pass. And you got to be careful in that situation, because if there's just a roaming defender, that could have been a pick, because that's a floater. But luckily he was going deep down the middle of the field, so it was incomplete out in the corner there.
If they can get to the 30, you think they're in field goal position for Blake Boblitz. Right now they're at the 33, 44 seconds on the clock, 2nd down and 10. Chase Barrett rolls left side. Now Herbal will throw out right side over Boblitz's head. Now Herbal is getting a lot of pressure back there. Another man in his face, Drew Thompson, nails him in the backfield about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, took his legs out from under him again as he was throwing. forcing a long errant pass that was off the mark. The Bulldog offensive line has got to get their blocks in and allow Herbal just time to set up and throw.
It will be 3rd down and 10 with 39 seconds to go before the half. 2 receivers left side. Cameron Buford near side. Chase Barrett moves over to the left. Herbal rolls left, trying to find a block. He's nailed once again in the backfield. It's caught by Boblitz at the 18-yard line, trying to break away and gets out of bounds. 30 seconds left to go before the half. A great throw and catch from Herbal to Boblitz.
Well, this time Herbal at least got the pass off before he was hit. And Boblitz comes through. The ball was at the 33-yard line. Now it's inside to the 13. You'll take a solid gain of 20 on 3rd and 10.
30 seconds on the clock. Somebody's going to call a timeout. We'll take one, too. 3-0 Mesquite Poteet over McKinney North. 30 seconds left to go before half. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back. Mesquite Memorial Stadium. 30 seconds left to go before half. Eric Herbal stands, shotgun formation, throws right side. Cameron Eubanks has no blockers in front of him, and he is nailed behind the line of scrimmage. Goes down, and the important thing is the clock right here. 21 seconds. They're going to call timeout. We're going to keep it right here. They're in field goal territory, so you got to wonder what they're going to do here. It is 2nd down and 13. It was a 3-yard loss. 21 seconds on the clock before half. What do you do here, Brandon?
I think in this situation, just don't do anything risky. A field goal ties it, and after a half of play, you'd like to know that you know it's still up in the air instead of going into halftime down. So don't do anything outrageous. I think a screen pass and what they excel at is the screen pass. Maybe a Chase Barrett handoff, misdirection play to Eubanks. Just play conservative here. I think that's all you need to do because you're clearly in Boblitz's field goal range.
One more timeout as Cameron Buford will come out near side. Cameron Eubanks in the slot on the left along with the far wide receiver Blake Boblitz. In the backfield, standing on the right side of Herbal, is Chase Barrett. Herbal taking his time, now gets it. Shotgun formation, looking for Boblitz, and it is a low throw, and it is incomplete at the 1-yard line. Boblitz had to go down for it, and it was just a low throw kind of behind him too.
Well, the problem was Boblitz is not going to have a problem with the low throw. He's a fairly low receiver himself. Problem was the pass was behind him, so couple those together, and Boblitz still almost had it. Well, that was a wasted opportunity for North.
16 seconds left on the first half clock. Herbal in shotgun formation, looking right side this time, throws the fade route for Buford, and it is intercepted in the back of the end zone. The interception over there is Jamel Brown who comes up with it, the 5'10", 160-pound senior, and Eric Herbal has thrown his first varsity interception with 11 seconds to go before half, down 3-0 to Mesquite Poteet.
Well, that's normally a fairly conservative the fade because your receiver and your defender, if your receiver doesn't come up with it, usually the defender won't. Problem was, in this situation, Eubanks misread the pass, or rather misread the route. Defense, I don't know, because he started coming inside, and that was clearly a fade from Herbal.
Well, Mesquite Poteet comes out with the ball at the 21-yard line, and they're just going to down it right here, run the first half clock out. So Sarton will take a knee, and McKinney North Bulldogs will regroup, go into half only down by 3-0, and it's not normal that you see McKinney North go into half with a shutout. I'm telling you what, McKinney North has a history of scoring a lot of points, and it's just incredible that anybody's been able to shut them out even for a half. You know, going back through McKinney North's history, they have been shut out twice. Once in their 19th game against Sulphur Springs at home, they were lost 21-0. And then last year, of course, the big shellacking by the 10-0 Hebron Hawks, 41-0, and that also was at MISD Stadium. But I don't really anticipate a shutout tonight.
Well, if they'd have just played it, maybe run a different play there, Chase Barrett up the middle or something, they would have had a field goal there. So don't expect this to continue. I expect fully that North is going to come back. They're going to figure out the adjustments. I have a lot of faith in Coach Pratt's ability to make the halftime adjustment he needs to get the offense going because they've looked good at times. They've just, a fourth down call that didn't go their way, then the interception in the end zone. They've had opportunities, so, I think they'll be fine.
All right, we're going to talk to Teddy Sappho in a moment for the halftime show. We'll be back in a moment. Mesquite Poteet leading this one 3-0 at half. Be back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back to Mesquite Memorial Stadium. It's almost at Mesquite ISD Stadium.
Well, there is one. There is. Just not this one.
Well, we were talking about the penalties going into the timeout and how many there have been in the third quarter. There's a stop in action here as we were about to get prepared to get underway.
Doesn't look like it's a penalty, though. Just looked like the officials needed to get some straight. But 8 penalties now for Poteet versus 4 for McKinney North.
1:48 on the clock in the third quarter as the punter, Ben Bishop, will get this one away. Kenny McGowan is going to take it on a hop, or he's going towards it anyway, and he does pick it up at the 41. Shakes a defender, goes out to the 49-yard line before he goes out of bounds. A nice job by Kenny McGowan to pick that one up. He did gain about 8 yards after he did.
Well, and if he catches that immediately as it's coming down, he should, because that was beautiful blocking setup. But the thing on a punt, you can't hold that blocking very long, so when it's there, you got to take it. So McKinney North gains about 5 yards on the penalty, so didn't really hurt them too much, but they do get a better field position at the 49 inside their own territory.
And the usual receivers will come back out on the field for McKinney North as Blake Boblitz comes near side, Cameron Eubanks in the slot, and far side is Cameron Buford. Shotgun formation for Herbal as Eubanks goes in motion. Handoff, Barrett up the middle, crosses the midfield stripe into Poteet territory at the 48. 1:28 left to go here in the third quarter.
So now it's just time to churn out the ground game because that's apparently what it's going to take. This has been a quick-moving game. There's about a minute left here in the third, and this is only McKinney North's third possession of the half.
They have looked really nice with Chase Barrett running the football. They're not going to do it this time as Herbal rolls left side, lofts it out for a receiver. That was Eubanks, and Eubanks never saw it. It was directly over his head. He was running that out pattern towards the sideline and lofted it over his head, and Eubanks couldn't find it.
Yeah, it led just a bit too much by Herbal there, but I'm wondering why do you do that? Chase Barrett's had a nice half so far, churn out the ground. I think right now you should only resort to the pass if you have to, because Barrett's looked pretty good here.
3rd down and 8 with 1:03 left to go in the third. 2 receivers left side. That's Boblitz and Eubanks, and Herbal will drop straight back. Looking left side, has plenty of time, has a man, Boblitz, and it is in and out of his hands at the 20-yard line. He had to go down for it, but it would have been a nice catch, and that would have been great momentum for the McKinney North Bulldogs as Herbal had a lot of time and then stood back there just a little bit too long, and they finally got to him, and he released it with a man down on his feet.
Well, that was Drew Thompson at his feet. He was cut blocked by Chase Barrett, but Thompson, instead of just giving up, stretched out, and finally grabbed Herbal's ankles right as he was throwing and screwed up his throwing motion just enough for an incompletion.
Brandon Dunn back to punt, stands at his 38-yard line. Not a lot of pressure. Gets this one off. A high spiraling punt. It's going to be taken. It goes off a McKinney North defender's head. Coyle Permetter did not give him room to catch the ball, and that's going to be a flag against McKinney North. The ball actually came down on Permetter's helmet and bounced off inside the 10-yard line, and the ball right now is resting at the 9. There is a flag down. They're going to discuss this one.
Well, even though he didn't call for the fair catch, which he didn't, I was watching him, you still have to let him catch the ball first. And that's just a missed opportunity there, too.
Well,
Sooner or later, they're going to have to take advantage of these missed opportunities, Monty.
Well, it is against McKinney North, and we'll see what happens here. You got to like the speed of Coyle Permetter to be able to get down there fast enough to where the ball hits him on the helmet. He says he runs a 4.5. It's on the board at McKinney North, a 4.71. He says he consistently runs a 4.5, but that was just a slow day. He obviously had great speed in order to get down there for the ball to land on his helmet. Just uncanny speed.
There were 2 penalties there on McKinney North, so either way they were going to be in trouble. First one was a legal procedure, which obviously will be declined for the more yardage penalty of the halo violation, which is basically a pass interference call to rack up 15 yards there. But all of a sudden, if Coyle can just slow down, and then in terms of football time, it's forever, but just wait for him to catch that, he could have plowed him right there, maybe even forced a turnover.
Well, it'll be 1st and 10 for Poteet at their own 35-yard line. And Taylor Dupree will be in the backfield. Calvin Smith goes in motion, fakes it to him, hands off Dupree, and a big gainer there out to the 40-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and 6. I thought for a moment it was going to be a big gainer, but it actually turns out to be a 4-yard gain. Inside 31 seconds now in the third quarter, 3-0, Poteet on top. This has been a defensive struggle, and in the third quarter it's been a penalty struggle. Both teams have fought penalties, and there's been a couple of turnovers in the game. And shotgun formation, Sarton rolling right side, looking back across the field, now throws it right side, has a man caught. Great catch by Nick Allen right at the 47-yard line in Bulldog territory. It was a wonderful catch.
It'll be about a 14-yard gain for Allen. He's on the sideline there, stretched out with still having that 1 foot in bounds, and basically fell out. And you can't ask for any better job there by Allen on the 14-yard gain.
9 seconds left on the third quarter clock. 3-0 Mesquite Poteet. Ball is at the 47-yard line in McKinney North Bulldog territory. 1st and 10. 2 receivers. Right side, man goes in motion from right to left. Sarton, handoff. Dupree, left side, big hole. 40. Stiff arming. 30. Out of bounds. Well, I thought he stepped out of bounds. They're going to say he is in. Now they're going to mark him at the 11-yard line, say he stepped out there. It was a big run. He ended up in the end zone. But Dupree stepped out at the 11. They're going to bring it back. And I really, to be honest with you, Brandon, I thought he stepped out closer to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, he was tap dancing there. I didn't get a good view of it. But he was tight roping, and here comes the replay down at the 30, and they zoomed out too far for me to see. I don't know what you see there, but he was tight roping it down the sideline. Well, just a nice hole set up there by the Poteet offensive line.
Well, we got Teddy Saffo down on the sidelines. And, Teddy, did you have a good look at that one?
The DPD, the dog pound defense, has been on the field for most of the third quarter. And the offense has not been able to produce very much. And right now, the team is merging on the offense to try and get something going. Since the offense has only had 2 possessions. So hopefully, if this offense, it seems like the offense can score only once, it seems like that might be enough for them to pull out this game. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Teddy. Great observation there. We're at the end of the third quarter. It is fourth quarter time in Texas. We're going to take a quick timeout. Mesquite Poteet on top, 3-0 on K-Lake FM. Welcome back to Mesquite Memorial Stadium. Monty Walker along with Brandon Helms as Taylor Dupree runs left guard and gets 3 yards. It is 2nd down and 7 with 11:36 left to go in the fourth quarter. It has been a defensive struggle. It is 3-0 Mesquite Poteet, but they're looking for more. About 7 yards away from their end zone.
Well, McKinney North, if you're going to give up a 1st and goal, they did it at the right place. It's 1st and goal at the 10, meaning that's the furthest you can go before a touchdown on 1st and goal series.
Sarton under center, flag down once again.
Play clock ran out, delay game.
So push them back a little bit more, and that's good news for the McKinney North Bulldog fans, as you know, both teams have really struggled with the penalty bug tonight. Poteet has been moving back a lot, and just as much as North.
Well, I'm sure both sides are discouraged by that. It always seems when something decent is happening in favor of your team, and this seems to be for both sides, that something like that happens. A small delay of game, then instead of 2nd and goal at the 8 is now 2nd and goal at the 13. It seems to be that way for both sides.
They'll say 12 on the scoreboard, 2nd down and 12. We're under 11 minutes now in the game. Man goes in motion from left to right. Sarton, the quarterback, goes under center. Looking left, wanting to throw, has a man, and it is caught and dropped at the 1-yard line. It will be 3rd down and goal from the 12. It was a low pass to Akeem Turnbull, and Turnbull had it for a second and dropped it.
Well, I think you're seeing why this offense depends on Taylor Dupree just so much, because they're having problems with the pass here. And we have all day. Drops have killed them, passes off target, setting up pass protection even hasn't been that great for them.
3 receivers to the right side, including the tight end, who is actually a slot back. Sarton goes under center. Wants to throw again. Throws it over the middle, and it's caught and almost picked off. I believe that's Coyle Permetter over there on the far side, the cornerback. He and Martin Holmes both shaking their heads. It was tipped by 2 or 3 guys, and Permetter had the last shot at it.
Well, the defense did what it needed to do in that goal-to-go situation, and that's hold them to a field goal try. However, you'd have loved to have that interception there, although it would have set them up at a 1st and 10 inside the 5, probably down near the 3 or 2 yard line. So, 6 in one, half a dozen in the other. Here's the field goal try.
29-yard attempt by Ben Bishop. It is up. It's high enough, and it is no good. Wide to the left. 10:39 left to go in this game. It's 3-0 Poteet.
I thought that was over. I saw the ball and then saw yellow, which usually indicates that it went through.
And we're way up here.
Yeah,
but I thought, I'm going to disagree, Brandon. I thought I saw it on this near side. And I'm going to, at least this one time say the officials were right.
Hey, I'd rather they be right, obviously. I'd love to be wrong all the time in that case.
3-0. The DPD holds. And we'll have a update from Teddy Saffo in just a second as a man goes in motion. And Herbel's going to take it up the middle and gain 3 yards. Teddy, talk to us down there. What do you got?
That was a big stop by the DPD. Let's see if that momentum can carry over to the offense, and hopefully they'll be able to score some points. And this final drive here, actually on this first offensive possession here for them in the first quarter. Back to you guys.
There's a fake, and Herbel tosses it back. Chase Barrett has big running room, crosses the 40 down to the 45-yard line. What a magnificent play. It might have actually been Cameron Eubanks. No, it was Barrett. Herbel lined up way on the right side and just tossed it back. It was a quick pitch, spiraled it back to Barrett, and he was off to the races on the left side.
Nice 21-yard gain down the left side. Again, back in good field position with a 1st and 10.
3 receivers to the right. Shotgun. Herbel back to pass. Wants to throw out right. Cameron Eubanks looking for a block. Doesn't get it. Down at the 44-yard line. He was really popped by Charlie Westmoreland, the linebacker, who is 6 foot, 170 pounds.
Though, even though that's not a great gain, Eubanks did have a nice presence to step up when taking that pass, or else he'd have lost about 3 or 4 yards.
McKinney North needs to get to the 30 to be in field goal position for Blake Boblets. Right now, they're at their own 45. Shotgun, handoff, Chase Barrett. No, Herbel keeps it again and flags her down. He had a wide open lane. Herbel could have ran for a long time, but I believe there's going to be offsides against McKinney North. And once again, penalties are really hurting this team. And it seems like they only make mistakes when it could be a big play, too.
Yeah, so we got another illegal procedure called against North, the offensive line moving. Well, that was just a beautiful fake, too, by Herbel that allowed him to get to that right side and started streaking, and then all of a sudden he pulls up after getting 10 yards, and we're like, oh, no, here we go again.
One thing that Herbel does really well is fake the ball to the tailback, and he's going to throw this time, throwing out left, has a man. That's Cameron Eubanks trying to shake a defender, has the 46-yard line. Flag down. It may be a late hit on the far sidelines. And the McKinney North assistant coaches are really happy with Cameron Eubanks, obviously. I think that's going to put the McKinney North Bulldogs across midfield after the penalty.
Well, they'd have been right near midfield, but if you on the defense, you have to play disciplined. You cannot give a team in a 6-0 game. You have to update the scoreboard there. Or 3, that's right, he missed the field goal. I'll take the blame again. But you can't, in a tight situation like this, you have got to play smart football and knocking the guy out of bounds when he's at the chain to bring up 3rd and 10 to give him a 15-yard automatic first down It's just not smart football, and all of a sudden they're inside the 40. They're getting close to Bob Blitz's range to tie the game.
Well, they're at the 38-yard line in Poteet territory. 9:12 left to go in this game. Two receivers right side. Low snap, and there it goes. Herbal dropped the ball. It was a low snap, and right there to recover was Mesquite Poteet. What an unfortunate turn of events for the McKinney North Bulldogs. Is coming up with the football is Jacob Brockett, the left defensive end, a senior at 6'3" and 212 pounds.
Was that on the snap again?
It was on the snap. Herbal was back in shotgun. It was a low snap, and Herbal dropped it, and it hit the turf. And as soon as it hit the turf, Brockett was there to recover.
Well, something's going on because both sides are having trouble with that snap. I can't explain it.
9:09 left to go in the game. Sarton, the quarterback, hands off Dupree up the middle. Not much running room as he's going to gain 1 yard. And now 9:01 to go, and you can imagine that this Poteet offense will just try to chew some of this clock up.
Yeah, and that's something they really need to do, but with 9 minutes left, they'll have to be a long drive to chew up any use of the time, because even though they're shut out so far, which I'm still very, very shocked at, this offense has the capability of scoring in 2 or 3 plays no matter where they are on the field.
Second down and 9. And movement on the offensive line. Toss right. Dupree crosses the midfield stripe into McKinney North territory. We'll check. I thought there was some movement, but I don't see a flag on that one.
They're going to get North with an offsides first.
But I do see the flag. It's at the 41-yard line there.
That's the reason the play was allowed to continue, because if it's on the offense, it's a dead ball foul.
Dupree has enough for the first down.
So this should be declined.
The ball will rest at the 48-yard line in McKinney North territory. 8:25 left to go in the game. Mesquite Poteet Pirates are up 3-0 over the McKinney North Bulldogs.
It's not declined?
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 48. It was.
Well, he didn't signal it, but it's at the point where Dupree was tackled. So
1st and 10. Sarton, handoff. Dupree met at the 48-yard line. A great hit. Somehow Dupree surges forward for a couple, but he was met with a presence in the backfield.
Kyle Tier
and
comes through on the weak defensive end position.
I believe it was James San Miguel who popped him initially in the backfield and hung on for dear life. Kirsten Williams will now check into the game for Justin Janow to play that nose guard position. Also, Bo Burns over at the corner, and Brandon Dunn lining up across from the slot receiver. Now they will switch and hand off. Taylor running left side, has a lane, crosses the 40 and down at the 38-yard line as he's tackled by Zach Plummer over on the near side. 7:24 and rolling here in the fourth quarter. McKinney North Bulldogs going to have to somehow come up with at least 3 points. Remember last year's game went into overtime, and Poteet pulled it out with a touchdown, even though Blake Boblitz initially kicked a field goal in that overtime game.
Right now, Dupree, the running back for Poteet, averaging just over 5 yards a carry, and with 7 minutes left inside the 40, that's something you're going to continue to see, is just giving the ball to him.
This is a quarterback sneak, and Sarton's going to have the first down as he gets inside the 37-yard line with 6:52 and rolling. And they're really trying to pound this clock down inside and not give McKinney North any time to work with.
Well, if they keep getting first downs, that's all you need to do, but they've only taken 3 minutes off the clock and gone half the field. So if they can hold them to 3, they're in good shape. If they can get a turnover, they're in even better shape.
The turnover factor has been a big issue for McKinney North tonight on offense, and they need to come back here and strip one for themselves. This is a new tailback into the football game. Has a lane 30. He has a lot more speed. Fumbles the ball. We talked about the turnover. McKinney North has recovered at their own 20-yard line. Well, there's no indication yet.
Well, Bo Burns was the only one there. That has to be North's ball.
And it is. McKinney North will take over at the 20-yard line. We just talked about the turnover that McKinney North needed, and Bo Burns comes up with it with 6:22 left to go in this game, down by 3. Got to do something here on offense.
Well, Matt Jacob, new into tailback there for for Poteet, just running a simple pitch to the right side, and he's tackled down at the 25, but holding the ball a little too loosely, and it popped out, and there was nothing but McKinney North defenders there. They finally get a lucky bounce.
Let's check down in a moment with Teddy Sappho. We'll try to get some insight on how it looked down on the field as it's first down and 10 for McKinney North. 6:22 left to go in this football game. They split everybody out wide. Now Chase Barrett will run out wide to the right. Herbal drops back to pass, looking right, gets a great block, now tucks it and run. 20 and 22 yards is where he's going to go out. Chase Barrett ran a streak down the right sideline. Let's check down with Teddy Sappho. Let's see if Teddy has anything for us.
Hey, have come up big again. Can this offense take advantage of it? Let's see on this offensive possession. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Teddy. 5:59 left to go in this game. This could come down to nail-biting time as one receiver goes out wide right, two to the left. Shotgun, Herbal looking left, throws it, caught near the first down marker. Over there is Cameron Butte. No, it's Blake Boblitz who makes the catch. That's going to be enough for the first. 5:40 left to go. We'll see him move the sticks and get set up for 1st and 10 here.
Boblitz's second reception of the day, now at 28 yards. Eric Herbal's completed 10 passes, but they've only gone for 62 yards, so a 6.2 per catch, or per pass completed average, not that high.
Jamel Brown covering Cameron Buford. This might be a big matchup here as he's going to go for Buford over the middle. Caught at the midfield stripe down at the 49-yard line. A great pass from Eric Herbal.
Well, did you see what they did? They faked the screen pass, Monty. The defenders bid on it, and beautiful route run there. Coming down the post pattern was Buford. Asked for a better route and better just purely run play than that.
Buford went over the middle on a streak. Here's Herbal dropping back, throwing out left side, caught, and that's Boblitz, I believe, on the far sideline, and it is. That's good for 5 as it'll bring up 2nd down and 5. 5:13 left to go in this football game. Timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Eric Herbal is sacked in the backfield at the 49-yard line, back in Poteet territory. He was back to pass, and right around his ankles was Jacob Brockett, and that'll put what McKinney North had good things going in business. Now they're back at the, well, they're going to mark it at the 49 in their own territory. This is Herbal, back to pass once again, throws the home run ball down deep, but way overshoots Cameron Buford by about 5 yards. He really launched that one, but Buford didn't have enough to run underneath it.
Well, he had no chance. Dale DeLita got the sack earlier, and he comes through on a linebacker blitz there. And really, Herbal's having a tough time being able to just be comfortable in that pocket. The Poteet defense always seems to be back there on any type of good pass play.
Well, with 4:40 left to go, it's 4th and 11, and McKinney North has to go for it here. Shotgun formation, Herbal back to pass, looking across the middle, has lots of time, lofts it out, and way overshoots Blake Boblitz. He was all alone at the 20-yard line and had no chance to catch it. It was way over his head. And I'm telling you what, if that pass was anywhere near Boblitz, he was gone. Another wasted opportunity there. 4:34 left to go in the game, and you know that DPD is going to have to come up big again right here.
Well, turnover is preferential, but a 3 and out is needed.
And they will be running the football. McKinney North does have 3 timeouts left. So they can stop the clock 3 times. As Sarton will go under center, just short of the midfield stripes. Going to hand off Dupree up the middle. Big hole. 40. Cuts it back far side. Stiff arms his way to the 30, 25, 20, 15, and down at the 12-yard line. A 33-yard pickup for Taylor Dupree as he is finally brought down over there with 4:23 left to go in the game, and that one could hurt as they're now back in field goal territory for the kicker, Ben Bishop, who has made one and missed one from down in that area.
Well, the one he made was further than the one he missed, so that's the curious thing.
And the ball will actually be at the 13-yard line with 4:15 to go. The clock is rolling. The play clock at 13. They taking their time getting to the line. Sarton will now go under center and hand off left side. Taylor Dupree looking for the corner and is going to be taken down there by Zach Plummer inside the 10 or right at the 10-yard line. So it will be 2nd down and 7 with 3:53 and rolling. This could be a heartbreaking loss. We talked about the shutouts for McKinney North. It's only happened twice in school history, Sulphur Springs and Hebron last year.
Well, this just doesn't seem like it. The offense is that they haven't put up monstrous yardage, but they haven't looked like they've been shut out bad either.
2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They're going to hand off, I'm sure, and they do. This time, Calvin Smith rumbles over for a touchdown. It is a 10-yard touchdown for Calvin Smith, his first carry of the night, and it's a big one.
Well, he did have a couple early in the first half.
Oh, they ran him on those swing,
they didn't get much. He lost 2 yards, then gained 5, but it almost doesn't seem fair to Taylor Dupree, who's got 29 to 174 yards and no touchdown.
Ben Bishop back for the extra point, and it is up very high, and it is good. 10-0. Mesquite Poteet leads with 3:25 left to go. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back to Mesquite Memorial Stadium. Monty Walker along with Brandon Helms and Teddy Sappho. Some scores to pass along. Over at Bearcat Stadium in Sherman, Texas, the Hebron Hawks, who McKinney fans are well aware of, the 10-0 Hebron Hawks, the district champions of 9-4A last year, are all over the Sherman Bearcats 24-6 as they bring a lot of starters back, and Sherman's kind of taking the brunt of it tonight. Also, Honey Grove is being shut out by Callisburg 29-0. Princeton and Pottsboro tied at 7. Nocona over Munster 9-0, I believe was that score, and Salina all over Community 49-0. It's Lindsay over S&S 35-0 as we get ready for the Beef O'Brady's kickoff here in Mesquite, Texas. It is Nick Meinster teeing it up at the 40-yard line. It punches this one very deep, and Kenny McGowan's going to take it inside his 5 at the 3-yard line. Running up the near hash, breaks a tackle, running out far side. Has a lane, trying to get another block, cuts it out far side 30. Kenny McGowan out to the 34-yard line and out of bounds right there. And they will throw a flag down. I believe there was a flag right at the foot, and they may have just thrown the marker bag. And
well, he pitched it, but the ball hit the ground, so that's where they're showing the fumble hit.
I see.
That was almost a big play, huge play from McKinney. Good return, but McGowan trying to pitch it out. There were a couple of North players there, but it hit in the middle of it.
Well, if Coach Sean Pratt has anything deep in that bag, we need to, I'm sure the McKinney North fans want to see it right here. If you got any special plays, this might be the time. 10-0, Mesquite Poteet on top. 3:10 left to go. Herbal back to pass, under pressure, has the ball batted away, and it's intercepted at the 45-yard line. Mesquite Poteet has taken possession of the football again as Herbal was really under pressure, and as soon as he went back to throw, his arm was hit, and that was a wobbly pass, and right there waiting on it, I think, was Westmoreland.
Yeah, Moreland picked it off. I'm telling you, Herbal's having a hard time getting comfortable back there. Even looks like there's good protection. All of a sudden from the blind side, he's feeling heat.
And now Mesquite Poteet will take over with 3:02 left to go in this game. Now, obviously, they're just trying to burn out this clock. Up 10-0 here. Taylor Dupree gets handoff left side. About 5 yards before he goes down to the 35-yard line. 2:52 and rolling. And McKinney North fans, this looks like it might be a heartbreaker. Again, the last time North was shut out was against Hebron last year, 41-0 at home. And the only other time McKinney North has been shut out was back in 2002, or 3 rather, by Sulphur Springs, 21-0. And that was a shocker. That was back in 2003. Here's a handoff up the middle. Dupree breaks loose at the 25 and down at the 20-yard line. He somehow split some defenders, and telling you what, he's a load to bring down at 6'1", 200 pounds.
Boy, he's just looks like covered in grease, just squeaks through even the smallest of holes, where all you see is orange and white. Then all of a sudden a little green streak breaks out, and he's positive yards, this time again at 15.
Mesquite Poteet in the same district with Highland Park, Wiley, West Mesquite, Forney, and Terrell, and we'll have to see who comes out on top of that. Obviously, you think Highland Park is the district favorite. Wiley was beating McKinney earlier. They also have a nod on being in the playoffs this year. That third spot, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Poteet? Is it going to be West Mesquite, Forney, or Terrell? I think Poteet's got a chance from the way they look tonight. If they can get things going offensively and stop making mistakes kind of like North did tonight, I think Poteet's going to be someone to deal with.
Well, 31 carries, 204 yards for Taylor Dupree, but this offense is by far a one-trick pony. But if they can get a performance like that every night from this kid, then they're going to be a force to be reckoned with no matter what. This defense has surely proven that they can hang with just about anything.
Now, last week, Dupree against Denton rushed 21 times for 88 yards, so he's well past that tonight. With 2:13 left to go in this football game, he's probably going to get it some more. And there's a handoff once again, left guard. This is Dupree running up the middle now, cuts it inside to the 14-yard line, flag down with 2:06 left to go.
Well, if you had a nickel for every time you said that tonight,
I'd have at least a buck probably.
Yeah, you could take me out to eat after we're done. So at least a 5-yard gain to bring Dupree up to 209, but it's going to be negated because of the penalty.
Well, the clock is at 2:06, and if you ever needed a last-ditch effort from your defense to try to make something happen here, now's the time to do it. The ball is at the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 15.
And you know what? Even right now, the penalties are going Poteet's way because it's now 1st and 15, but the time's taken off the clock.
And it is. We're under 2 minutes now at 1:58 and rolling. They're taking their time to get up to the line of scrimmage. 14 seconds on the play clock. And they will not snap the ball until it gets at least to 5. And it's at 8 right now. 7, 6. They're going to snap it, hand it off Dupree, running right side, big hole, running out to the 20, trying to cut it inside to the 17-yard line. It goes out of bounds and down right there at the 18. He might have actually been down first. We'll see if the clock, it's momentarily stopped at 1:37. And I think they're going to say that he was out of bounds.
Yeah, they are. So small break caught by North there, but at this point I think we're just delaying the inevitable.
Well, 10-0, but Poteet on top here at Mesquite Memorial Stadium. Timeout on the field. We'll take 1-2. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM. Welcome back. Mesquite Memorial Stadium. Monty Walker along with Brandon Helms. There's a run for about a yard on second down, and they're going to call another timeout here. 10-0, Mesquite Poteet on top of McKinney North. Some incredible numbers here. Last week, 41 points from this McKinney North offense. We knew Mesquite Poteet has a great defense. They always have. They have for years. They've hung their hat on it, and they definitely have tonight. However, some key mistakes by McKinney North has cost them some points tonight. An interception in the end zone on a fade route to Cameron Buford with 11 seconds left to go before the half. Cost them 3 points from Blake Boblets that surely would have tied the football game at that time, as it was only 3-0 for most of this football game. As Calvin Smith scored a moment ago with about 5 minutes left, and our new score 10-0. Mesquite Poteet on top, as with 1:29 left to go in this football game. We'll see what North can come up with here, as this is going to be Sarton, the quarterback, running out right side, the naked bootleg, and he's going to score. It is a touchdown for Mesquite Poteet, and you know what? You're going to read the paper tomorrow, and you're going to see 17-0, and you're going to think it was a rout. But I'm going to tell you what, 3-0 this entire football game, and within the last 5 minutes, Poteet has scored twice.
19-yard touchdown run there. If they could have just tackled him out of bounds at the probably a 10-0 final, but because I'm be more than willing to bet with no timeouts and 1:20 on the clock that Poteet would have ran it out.
Well, that makes the score.
Well, the PAT was blocked.
Well, It is 16-0 with 1:20 left. We'll be back in a moment on 97.1 K-Lake FM. Well, McKinney North singing the blues tonight, 16-0 down to Mesquite Poteet. 1:20 left to go in this football game. It's pretty much over except the official formalities of running the clock out as Nick Meinster will boot this Beef O'Brady's kickoff. And Meinster has kicked it in the end zone just about every time tonight as he will line up at his own 30, take a 10-yard running start towards the football. Back deep is Kenny McGowan, and the ball is deep. It's going to be taken by McGowan at the 2. He's going to cross the 20, 25, 30. Look out, 40, 45, and is tackled at the 48-yard line. McGowan is a playmaker, and he's down at the 48-yard line.
I tell you, if they really needed to run one back out, because if they could have scored an onside kick and a 2-point conversion later, they're only one possession down. But dang it, what a great play there. Who was that? Was that 8? I'm going to say that was Charlie Westmoreland coming through, making a making a touchdown saving tackle. I shouldn't say game saving since they're up 16-0. But if they could put it in the end zone here on this play.
Stranger things have happened, and I hate to always bring up John Tyler and Plano East, but stranger things have happened with less than a minute 11, and Cameron Buford will run on the field late, 6 seconds on the play clock, trying to get set 4-3, and he's going to be able to get set. Herbal, snap, throwing out left side, has a man caught, and McGowan shoots it back to one of the it's Jeff Olson, the tight end. It was a great play by McGowan. He was going to be tackled in the backfield, threw the lateral back to Olson. Olson caught it and ran out to the far sideline. However, he didn't get out of bounds.
Well, and the thing that was supposed to be was a simple pitch out because it was a lateral backwards, so it's not a forward pass, and there was a receiver streaking down the sideline, but they can't get any time at any point.
39 seconds on the clock. Herbal throwing deep and overshoots his man once again, Kenny McGowan, at the 10-yard line. And Herbal has been long a lot tonight.
Yeah, if they can just get a couple yards off that. But I think a lot of the thing, Herbal's just not comfortable right now. He's got jittery feet because he's been hitting the turf so many times today that he just can't get comfortable.
Well, he has thrown the ball over the heads of his receivers a couple of times now. And the one was big. The one to Boblets there was huge as he's going to look left side this time and throws it out far side, and it's in and out of the hands. It's Boblets again, but it was overthrown. And, if Boblets was about 6'5", he'd probably hauled that in, but Boblets doesn't go 6'5", a little bit shorter than that.
Well, and that's the thing, too, right now for Herbal, even when he gets protection, there's been so many times where he thought he had protection and got hit from the blind side. He's just not comfortable at all.
2 receivers left side, shotgun. Herbal looking right side this time. Throws the home run ball down the field for Cameron Buford. He's bumped, and no flag.
Well, the cornerback is going for the ball, too. That's a good non-call.
Buford was right there at the 14-yard line, ran into the defender, and they'll call incomplete. Turnover on downs.
By the way, 0 for 3 on third downs today. One of the many opportunities for North that just kind of went squandered, although to be fair, one of them we think might have been a bad spot.
We think might have been.
Well, I don't ever want to criticize the official because they're right down there. And as many times as I screw up doing a football game, I give them some leeway too, but that still was a killer.
That was a huge momentum shift. And I still have a hard time with that one.
Oh,
but what can you do? There's 22 seconds left on the game clock. Sarton's going to down it right there, and that should do it with 19 seconds on the clock. McKinney North, you've lost a heartbreaker tonight. I can't put it any other way. I said that a lot of times last year, especially, after the R.L. Turner loss, after this loss in overtime last year. There were so many heartbreakers, and once again, 16-0 on the scoreboard, but it was 3-0 most of the way. 2 late scores have brought us to the final score of 16-0. But you gotta tip your hat off to McKinney North. They hung in with this team all night long.
Well, and there's sooner or later a team that doesn't have a winning tradition like McKinney North, you can do all the things in the world, but sooner or later, one of the things you're going to have to do is learn to win. You can throw the ball great, you can run the ball great, you can play great defense, but if you don't know how to win, it can be very tough. And I think that's McKinney's problem. We saw great defense, we've seen good offense. They just need to learn how to win consistently.
And that takes time to do that. It takes time to develop that winning attitude. McKinney North obviously trying to do that. And Teddy Saffo down on the field. Teddy, talk to us.
Coach Pratt.
Go!
What can you say about the defense tonight?
Defense played great tonight. Played their hearts out.
Quickly, what can you say? What is the biggest area of offense you think your offense needs to work on?
Execution, penalties killed us. Let's go, guys, right here, right here.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks a lot, Teddy Saffo down on the sidelines. Obviously, Coach Pratt not in the mood to talk a whole lot. We can understand that. He's not happy with his team's penalties.
Well, and this is the thing, too. As a coach, you can accept defeat a little more than you can accept losing it like they did. They could have won this one if they'd have played football like they know, especially on the offensive end, if they'd have played football like they know how to.
And they're going to have a long talk down there on the field and discuss some things, talk about maybe what you're talking about. You got to learn how to win. And Denison, the big win last week was huge for the foundation of that, if you will. They can really build on that if they can just get some momentum. A heartbreaking loss here tonight, 16-0. I think you got to tip your hat to the Bulldogs. Defensively, they played a whale of a game, one that we have not seen before.
Well, it's like I said last week with McKinney when they lost to Fort Worth Western Hills. While they had opportunities, bottom line is you also got to tip your hat to Poteet. You can only do what the opponent lets you do. If an NFL team is playing to an elementary type football team, the elementary type football team is not going to induce the NFL team into 5 fumbles and 4 interceptions. You only let the team do what you let them do. So Mesquite made McKinney, I guess, do some of the things that they did wrong in the interceptions by rushing Herbal. They poked the ball out. They did a good job. So you got to tip your hat to the Poteet Pirates, and probably one of the favorites in their district with Highland Park right up there too, I would think. Don't be surprised if Poteet doesn't make the playoffs. They've got a history of making the playoffs. So.
Well, I'll tell you this, as far as McKinney North defense, how they played tonight, they have shut out opponents twice. Once last year, Frisco Centennial in the final game, 52-0. The other one came in their very first game against Princeton, 56-0. That was back in 2002. The only other time they've held an opponent under 20 points, other than those 2 shutouts, was in 2003 against Princeton. I'm going to tell you what, tonight was probably the best defensive game ever played by McKinney North against a quality opponent.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The one time that they get a great defensive performance, the offense stutters. That happens.
Right.
That's football, You just got to take it 1 week at a time, go to the next one. Again, non-district, this doesn't mean anything but a loss that's, might affect seeding at the playoffs if you're fortunate enough to make the playoffs. But you learn from this mistake, and that's what non-district is really all about.
We're going to take a timeout and wrap some things up here, cut some highlights, and discuss this 16-0 loss to Mesquite Poteet. Back in a moment on 97.5 K-Lake FM.